This is a set of hands that I recently found in my collection. We have absolutely no idea what kind of animal these hands came from. Today, we're going to take them out of the jar, get a closer look, and see if we can figure it out on this episode of Odd Animal Specimens. Okay, we got our hands out of the jar. We have a left hand right here and a right hand right here. Let's get a closer look at what we're working with. Here's a look at the front. We got it. We'll flip it over, look at the palm. Okay. Let's get those fingertips. Wow, look at those fingertips. A few things to note right away. We found this in the mammal collection, so that's important to remember. All terrestrial mammals have either claws or hooves, except one order of animals, primates. Primates have nails. If you look at this hand up close, boom, plenty of nails. So right off the bat, we're working with some primate hands. Of course, when it comes to primates, there are 4 groups. You have great apes, Specimens, New World monkeys, and Old World monkeys. Something unique about Specimens is that on one of their fingers, they'll have a claw instead of a nail that helps them groom themselves. So let's take a look at this hand up close and see if any of those fingers have claws on them. That's for sure nail, nail, nail. Okay, so we only have nails on this hand, so that means we can eliminate Specimens. Another thing we can look at with these hands is the location of the thumb. The area where the thumb connects to the palm varies greatly on different species of primates. So if we bring back our hand, you can see that the thumb connects extremely low on the palm. Rather than being up here near the fingers, it's pretty much near the bottom, kind of towards the wrist. A lot of arboreal primates have hands with either very reduced thumbs that are very small, or thumbs that attach very low on their palm. Now that's because when they're swinging from limb to limb, you can imagine when you're grabbing branches, your thumb could get in the way and could actually get caught. It might be more beneficial to have thumbs that are kind of like way down on your hand, or to have no thumbs at all. Take a look at this colobus. They have no thumbs. Their thumbs have disappeared because they keep getting caught on trees when they're swinging around. So the fact that this thumb connects relatively low on the palm could mean that this primate likes swinging around in trees, so it's arboreal. That being said, during my research, I found an excellent key for primate hands that I think will be very, very helpful for us today. This is from a super old book I found from the 30s. These are illustrations of different primate hands, and they're labeled by the genus. So those names are the Latin names for the genus. 2 things that we should compare when looking at our hand and the hands on these diagrams. 1, kind of like what we were talking about before, is the location of where that thumb attaches to the palm. Now, if you look at the diagram, look at the hand on the very lower left. It's labeled Hylobates. That's the Latin name for gibbons. You see how that thumb is attached very, very low towards the wrist. Okay, now start at the hand at the very top right and go 1 down to Cebus. That's the Latin name for the genus of capuchin monkeys. You see how that thumb is attached very high, kind of almost near where the fingers start too. Now compare our hand. See, that thumb is attached very low towards the wrist. That's one trait to check out when you're looking at this diagram. The second trait to look at is the length of the thumb. Okay, if we start at the top left hand and go 1 to the right, you'll see a hand labeled lemur. You can see how that thumb extends all the way to the middle of that first finger. It's pretty long. Now compare that to a different hand. Let's start at the very bottom left at Hylobates and go 1 to the right. You'll see a hand labeled pongo. That's the genus for orangutan. That thumb ends at the very middle of the palm. It doesn't even really reach the fingers. Okay, now let's look at ours. This thumb is kind of in the middle of both of those examples. It extends past the middle of the palm, but not quite to the base of the fingers. Okay, so we have a thumb that's attached pretty low towards the wrist and extends past the middle of the thumb, but not yet to the base of the fingers. All right, check out this diagram. What do you think this could possibly be? I asked a bunch of people about these hands. Our absolutely best guess is this. These are gibbon hands, which is Hylobates, those hands on the bottom left. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you think there's something different? And what animal would you like to see next? I have every animal that exists on planet Earth, so let me know.